here today with Teddy. He's a 20-something-year-old Appaloosa gelding who's reported to have a lameness problem. So what we're going to do with him is we're going to start off by taking him in this round pen here, and we're going to lunge him to determine which leg it is that's bothering him today. Once we've done that, then we'll be ready to go ahead and do some more sophisticated diagnostic tests to find out exactly what his problem is. So we're going to run right in here and get him lunging around. Come on, Teddy. He's limping pretty significantly on his left front foot, and we can tell that by what we call a head bob. What a horse does when it's limping in its front legs is it drops its head. When it moves its head forward, it moves the center of gravity forward, putting more weight on the good foot. Once again, watch his head go down when right front's on the ground. Now, 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 now. Now we're going to try the other direction and see what the character of his lameness is here. Notice again, right head down when the right front foot's on the ground. Now this direction, because his left front's on the inside and it's bothering him, he wants to kind of break into a little canter or a lope. But notice now, 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 now. Another giveaway is when the horse stops. You notice how he stops and he parks his left front foot out in front of him. He doesn't stop square, but he stops and then he'll put the left front out in front of him. And that's another way we can tell that that is a leg that's bothering him. Okay, now that we've determined that Teddy here is lame on his left front foot, what we do, one of the principles of working on a lameness is you always start at the bottom and work your way up the leg. So we're going to start off by checking out his foot here. So first thing we're going to do is clean this dirt and debris out of his hoof so we can check his foot and make sure that there's no problems here. What we're doing is we're looking for any indication of an infection or a rock or a nail or anything that could be causing him to limp so badly on this leg. Once we've done that, then we use these tools called the hoof testers. And these are used to bring pressure to bear on various parts of his foot. You can see obviously there's a tremendous amount of leverage involved, putting a lot of pounds per square inch on the areas I choose to squeeze on and test. And if I find a sensitive area, that allows me to localize where his pain's coming from. So we're going to check all over the underside of this foot for problems that might indicate sensitivity. And when I squeeze, if it hurts him, he will indicate pain by pulling his leg away from me. We're getting a little bit of sensitivity there, but really not much of a response to the hoof testers. We're doing a flexion test here. We're starting off by flexing all the joints in Teddy's front leg, shoulder, elbow, knee, fetlock, lower joints in the leg, putting all these joints under stress so we can begin to determine whether this lameness is caused by a joint problem or something in his foot. More than likely, if it's in his foot, the lameness won't be much worse after the flexion test. But if he's much more lame after we do this, then we'll suspect that we're dealing with a joint problem somewhere in his leg. You can see he's obviously much more uncomfortable after the flexion test. This would lead us to believe we're probably dealing with a functional joint type problem rather than maybe something in his foot, a bruise in his foot or something like that. Now we're going to do one of the most important diagnostic tests for evaluating a lameness in a horse. It's called a nerve block. And what we're going to do is, starting at the bottom of the leg, systematically Novocaine out different parts of the leg, and when we numb out the part that's actually making the horse limp, then the lameness will disappear. And this is how we localize where the pain's coming from. When you're in pain, you can go to the doctor and say, it's my wrist, it's my elbow, it's my shoulder. A horse can't tell us that. We determine that with these tests called diagnostic nerve blocks. So what we're going to do is we've disinfected this area real well with some alcohol. I can actually feel the nerve underneath the skin right there. There's a nerve on the outside of the leg and a nerve on the inside. So we're going to start off by blocking this outside nerve. It's a little tiny needle, a 25 gauge needle, and he barely feels it go in. Okay, we have concluded doing a heel block on Teddy's left front foot here. Now what our plan of attack is, we're going to take him back in the round pen and exercise him again and see if this appreciably improves the character of his lameness. If it does not, then we'll go ahead and systematically Novocaine up his leg until we eliminate the lameness, and thereby we localize where the pain's coming from. If it's down in his heel, like where we blocked right now, then we know where we need to take x-rays to diagnose exactly what his problem is. So Teddy, let's go to the round pen now. Now watch real closely what Teddy's doing here. If you watch real closely, you'll notice his head is still going up and down and bobbing, but notice his head is going down now when the left front foot is on the ground. He's actually switched lamenesses. His head is dropping when the left front foot is on the ground, indicating he is now limping on his right front foot. Now there's two reasons why this might happen. Number one, his right front might be sore from bearing extra weight all this time while he has been lame on his left front, or he may actually have the same problem going in his right front and his left front. It's just more extreme in the left, and then once we numb out that problem in the left front, now he's free to limp on the right front leg. But this is very, very classic. You block out one leg and then they start limping on the other one. So this is a really good example of what Teddy's doing for us here. So now what we do is we've localized the problem to his left front heel. We also know he's got a problem going on the right. We could go ahead and block out the right if we needed to. And then once we know where the pain is in the back half of his foot, then we know where to take x-rays so we can diagnose definitively what his problem is and get him on the road to recovery. As you see today, what we've done with Teddy is we first started off with a lame horse. We've examined his foot, checked him with the hoof testers, done his flexion test, and ultimately used local anesthesia nerve block to localize where his lameness is. X-rays will now tell us what the problem is. If you ever end up with a problem like this, of course, these are tests your veterinarian can do and get your horse on the road to recovery real quickly.